Alright guys, today I'd like to explain to you how we get electricity over here. I told you before that we're off-grid, and initially we just had some lights over here which we were charging up in the village every day, and to a good friend of mine from New Zealand, Albert, he gave me one panel and he said try this out, and I was scared and I tried it out, and it's been a work in progress ever since. And as you'll see, everything over here is a work in progress. It's all basically temporary at the moment. This piece of ground that I'm standing on at the moment is sand and so on that we took out of the dam when we dug the dam. This is where we plan to gradually build our house. In case you're also wondering why I keep wearing this thing, well, it's so hot and humid here. I normally walk around without a shirt on all day long, so it wouldn't be so nice for the video, so I put this on. Right, so how do we get electricity over here? Well, first of all, initial investment and thereafter free electricity. So, cuts down on costs tremendously. Although we can't support many large appliances, but that's not a problem right now. We can sort that out in the future. Right, let's start off over here. I've got two panels. One is a 130 watt panel over there at 8 amps charging, and this is a 160 watt panel here at 8 amps charging as well. So in total I've got 290 watts of power coming through. They work pretty well. At the moment, as you can see, it's all temporary, so the cables are everywhere. But the thing is that it works. It works. On overcast days, it's a little bit difficult, but I've got everything set up, which I'll explain in a second, to plug into the car as well. So should we ever run out of battery, we can plug into the car and then charge the other batteries as well through that. So anyway, these are our panels. They're just held up by bamboo sticks and broomsticks at the moment, but that's all temporary and it works. You've got to dig them into the ground over there. If you don't dig them into the ground, these chickens go mad here, and then the panels fall down. Hasn't zapped any one of them yet, and I don't want it to zap any of them. Excuse this, it's actually feeding time, so I'm going to have to feed them soon. They think they're getting food right now. Alright, let's get on to the next section. So, I've got these cables running back to where we're staying, over there. Right, let's go and have a look what's over there. Okay, so here the cables run from the solar panels, and they come down, and they come down into these charge controllers. At the moment I'm using two charge controllers. I've got this one over here just as an extra in case something happens to the others. What you may see is just a bunch of wires and so on. Fortunately I know what's going on, and it is after all temporary. So these are the charge controllers, so they receive the charge current from the solar panels, and then they in turn then charge the batteries over here. So these are, I mean, I've had these batteries for quite a while now, and they're doing quite well. Excuse the puppies on the side there. And I've got them hooked up. I've got three batteries. These are smaller ones that came off tractors, little 70 amp hours, and then this is a big truck 120 amp hour battery over here, the big one. I've got them hooked up in parallel, and from there I've got, it looks like a bunch of wires, but they all come into one clip over there. So you've got your positive and your negative, and that then flows out to a light switch. For the lights, I've got now 10 lights, 10 by 9 watt lights running, and two fans, 12 volt fans, and then of course hooked up to that as well is a, I forget how many watts this is, 1500 watt inverter, so power inverter. So if we need 220, or as I have here 230 volts to charge laptops or whatever the case may be, we've got it. So that sits over here. This was actually an old fridge that I converted into to an incubator to incubate eggs. But I don't use it anymore. There are the old thermostats and so forth. All right, and then also running from there, I've got from the power inverter, I've got 7 spotlights running out. It looks very archaic, but it's fine. It works. I've got 7 spotlights running all around where the animals are and where we are at night, should we want them. The 12-volt spotlights were a tad on the expensive side, so what I did was I bought 2 30-volt ones, and then just use it through the inverter. It uses slightly more power, but we only switch them on when we need them. Here's another one here. Don't know if you can see that because of the light. There we go. They're not very big. They're only meant for outdoors. I see there's water in there. I don't know how that happened. And they're only 10 watts each, but they light up the whole place, which is quite good. So what we don't have is a fridge. So we use an icebox. What we don't have is a washing machine. We have these things. We have hands. But what we sometimes do is take the clothes into the village and go and have them washed at the family's village house over there. Otherwise than that, hand washing is not a big problem. And ironing. I bought a little iron. Yeah, I think I should show you that quickly. I bought a little iron. It only uses, I think, 100 watts. But this thing, yeah, it warms up. Put it that way. Let me go show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is the little iron. It's tiny. It goes up to about, I think, 130 watts. It warms up, but you spend a long time ironing with this. But should we need it, we can use it. I've been looking for an old coal-fired iron. You know, the old-fashioned ones. You find them, but they're antique, so you can't really use them. They're mostly rusted up anyway. Anyway, so that's how we use power out here on the farm.